When Science Met the Heart, the love story of Charles Darwin and Emma Wedgwood. Would you still love someone if their life's work threatened everything you believed in? That's not just a rhetorical question. It's the question Emma Wedgwood had to answer, and it wasn't hypothetical. It was her real life. This is a love story that dared to ask, can love survive doubt, duty, and Darwin's theory of everything? Let me take you back. Chapter 1. When opposites attract and challenge each other. Charles Darwin, the curious young naturalist, wasn't exactly husband material by Victorian England's standards. He was brilliant, yes, but charming? Socially smooth? Not quite. He was more interested in earthworms than in courtship rituals. And yet, enter Emma Wedgwood, his cousin, yes, scandalous by today's standards, but stay with me. But more importantly, an intelligent, deeply religious woman with a quiet strength. She was the daughter of a wealthy pottery family, cultured, patient, and compassionate. But here's the twist. While Charles was out there questioning the very origins of life, Emma found solace in her faith. Their beliefs, opposites, their hearts, completely aligned. Now tell me, have you ever loved someone who saw the world completely differently from you? Yes, that's your cue to start typing in the comments. Chapter 2. The awkward proposal that melted hearts. Charles wasn't the most poetic when it came to romance. When he contemplated marriage, he literally made a pro and con list. Yes, an actual list. Can you imagine your partner doing that today? Would you forgive them? Under pro, he wrote, a constant companion, a friend in old age. Under con, freedom to go where I please, loss of time. But here's the kicker. After all that, he proposed to Emma anyway, and guess what? She said yes. Because beyond the awkwardness, she saw the man who would change the world, and loved him for his curiosity. Here's a question. Would you accept a proposal from someone who gave you a pro and con list before asking? Don't hold back. I know you have thoughts. Chapter 3. Letters of the Heart and Doubt. Their courtship continued through heartfelt letters. Emma knew Charles struggled with religious faith. She wrote to him, "Don't you know how dearly I long that you should be safe?" She feared his scientific discoveries might pull him away from her, away from salvation. And yet, she didn't try to change him. She listened, she supported, she loved. Can you imagine loving someone whose beliefs terrified you? Drop a heart in the comments if you think love like that is rare. Chapter 4. The Marriage of Minds. They married in 1839. Down House became their sanctuary. While Charles buried himself in research, Emma became his anchor, raising their 10 children, managing the household, and reading every page of his work. Even on The Origin of Species. Yes, that book. She didn't always agree, but she always encouraged. She was his first editor, his first critic, his first believer. Here's a juicy thought. Is true love about agreeing with each other, or about growing together despite disagreements? Answer in the comments. I dare you. Chapter 5. Sickness, Sacrifice, and Silent Strength. Charles battled chronic illness for much of his life. Emma, ever his caregiver, nursed him through it all. There were nights she'd sit by his side, quietly reading his manuscripts, even as his theories rocked the very foundations of society and of her own faith. But not once did she abandon him. She didn't just accept the man he was. She protected the man he could become. Have you ever had someone love you through your worst seasons? Tell me in the comments. The world needs more of those stories. Chapter 6. A Love Beyond Belief. When On the Origin of Species finally shook the world in 1859, Emma stood quietly in the background. No headlines, no fame, but every word Darwin wrote had her fingerprints on it. Charles once said, "My dear wife has been my greatest blessing." Their marriage was a testament. You don't have to believe the same things to believe in each other. And isn't that what true love is? Chapter 7. Until the End. Charles Darwin passed away in 1882. He was buried in Westminster Abbey among kings and poets. But Emma carried his legacy not in books, but in memory, in letters worn soft by reading, in the quiet pride of knowing she loved a man who dared to question the universe. Isn't it poetic? The man who questioned creation was himself, created better by love. All right, it's time for you to answer. Do you believe a relationship like Charles and Emma's could survive today? Could you love someone who challenges your core beliefs and love them harder because of it? Type, "Yes, love grows through differences," if you believe in that. Or type, "No, shared beliefs are essential," if you disagree. Let's see where everyone stands. Would you still love someone if their life's work threatened everything you believed in? Funny how we've come full circle, isn't it? Because in the end, the heart doesn't care about theories. It cares about connection. And that's where every love story, no matter how complicated, begins. And so, I ask you again, would you still love them again? Would you still love them